And now, you're tuned into Tampa Bay's RBLR Sports.
Hi, this is RBLR Sun FC. Hi, and I have James here today with me. How are ya?
I'm doing great. I am happy to talk about the Sun because you know what? There is a ton of news out there. The team has actually made some signings. They've announced some other competitions they're taking part in. There's all sorts of stuff to go over in this episode that we have tonight. It's crazy.
Yes, we have players. We have real team players. We have players who are just playing for us in tournaments. We have lots of stuff to talk about today. It's very exciting. So first off would be you want to go ahead and like and subscribe. Follow us at RBLR Sun FC on YouTube, on Instagram, on the Twitters. I'm not calling it X because that's giving Elon Musk validation. Follow us at RBLR Sun FC at all the places. Also, especially YouTube, because you can come and watch our beautiful faces talk.
Exactly.
Love that. So first off is TST. What the heck is this? James, you seem to know more about it than I do.
Yeah, so I will give a little bit of a background on the soccer tournament. The is part of the name, so please excuse me if I'm saying the at any point over the course of this summary, but we will jump into it. Originally, some founders and funders are probably they're probably the same thing here. They started something called the basketball tournament, and the basketball tournament was a 3-on-3 tournament that went pretty viral whenever it happened. I don't follow basketball, so I apologize for anyone who does that I am out of the loop on that, but it did actually go pretty viral. And afterwards, these founders and funders decided that they had some other places where they could probably expand into and make some money, and one of those was soccer. So thus birthed the soccer tournament, and it is a 7-on-7 small field tournament. I watched it quite a bit last year over the summer. I think it only takes place over the course of a week or two at the most. It was really fun to watch. It's a lot of goals because it's a smaller field, and so people are taking shots left and right. The way that it turned out was there was one women's team that took part. They did not make it past the group stage. The team that won the whole thing actually beat multiple former professional player teams. So that was pretty interesting. They were from, I believe, Sandy Hook, Connecticut, and they donated their winnings, which are $1 million, by the way, to local charities related to Sandy Hook. We all know what went on there, unfortunately, but that is where the money went for this team of a bunch of amateur indoor soccer players, which is amazing, honestly, that they were able to beat these other professional player teams that they went up against, including one from, I think, Borussia Dortmund, one from West Ham United. So that was amazing. They built it up this year in 2024. It's coming up, and it will take place in June 5th to June 10th. Same place, Cary, North Carolina, Wake Med Soccer Park, actually, where my wife and I saw both the NC Courage and North Carolina FC now. So do go there if you're in the area or if you just want to take some time off. But now they've expanded it to a bigger men's tournament and a women's tournament that is separate. And both, I believe, will be getting $1 million prizes. So that is the large tent of the news here. But Lizzie, how does that, have anything to do with the Tampa Bay Sun? What are we talking about this for?
So the Sun are entering a team in this inaugural women's tournament, which is very, very cool on several levels. First and foremost being that we have Formiga playing for us. She won't be playing for us in the regular season. I'm taking this to be, this is like just a big publicity thing where we're trying to drum up a lot of attention, really get a big name out there. And I mean, I think the only name bigger than Formiga would be like Marta. We don't have Marta money. So I'm perfectly happy. I am going to be so excited to watch her and the rest of the Sun FC TST team. For sure. That's going to be really cool, especially when you look at the other teams that are going to be there as well. The U.S. women's team will be headlined, of course, by Heather O'Reilly. She was a vet for so many years, and of course, she's going to come back and play this. We have the Wrexham Red Dragons, their women's team, Burnley FC women's, Soccerhead FC, which I looked up. It is a a team of former D1, so Division I players and from college, and other pro players lacing up their boots again. Kind of like a second time arounders kind of thing. And we have North Carolina Courage. The NWSL team is fielding a team. We don't know if it's going to.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know if it's going to be because if we're fielding maybe different players than our normal team, I don't know if they are as well. But either way, it's cool that our name is being associated with an NWSL team, just to keep us in that Division I level. I know a lot of people were kind of saying that we're going to be a Division like 1B kind of thing, or 2, but not really, even though we're calling ourselves 1. So I like that we're putting our names out there. We're kind of putting our money where our mouth is. We're going to do this. And then we have Streetball FC Canada, it's another. I looked them up and then I pasted the wrong thing, but I remember reading about them. They are just this big collective doing a lot of things, just trying to keep soccer in Canada and youth soccer, stuff like that.
Nice.
And then there's one more slot and that we don't know who is going to be. I'm assuming that's going to be the amateur team that they invite. Look like that's what they were doing. Because it was like, could be you. And it is they are also putting their money where their mouth is, and it is a $1 million prize for both tournaments, even though they're only doing 8 women's teams and they're doing 48 men's teams. Not 100% sure why they decided to up the men's teams, but then only do 8 women's teams. But I'm just gonna be happy we have it. Mm-hmm. Yay!
And maybe then they're working on
Yeah,
maybe they're
I'm thinking maybe they just wanted to start it and then they're going to expand it and they'll maybe make it 2 weeks. Maybe it'll be 1 week for the women's, 1 week for the men's moving forward. Who knows?
Yeah, there's a lot of room for growth here. And honestly, if you guys have any time to tune in over the course of June, I would definitely recommend it for both the men's and the women's tournament. As I said, one thing that people complain about with soccer is the lack of goals. I get it as a fan. It's still my favorite sport, but I do understand if you want to see soccer and you want to see a ton of goals, this is the place to go. It's going to be really fun to watch if it's anything like it was last year. So I am putting my endorsement on it. And I guess, Lizzie, can we put the RBLR Sun endorsement on it overall?
Of course. Absolutely. If our Sun team is going to be there, we are going to support them. That's just how it goes. And honestly, if you're making it sound like indoor soccer, I went to 2 indoor games, one right before COVID started. And let me tell you, the Tropics was a hell of a time. And I'm very sad. Rest in peace. And I hope they come back one day. Sure. But indoor soccer was so much fun. They bounced the goals off the side of the walls. And I don't know why that's the one thing that always I focus on. But I always thought that was so fun. And they're passing the ball. It's like, oh, I'm going to pass across the field, but I'm going to hit the backboard. Silly things. So that about wraps up. Is there anything else about TST? I think that's mostly all we know about it, because there's still that one unknown team. Yeah, cool. Yeah. We have some signings to talk about that I've been itching. We found out yesterday.
And it's not just for Miga, right?
Say again?
It's not just for Miga, right?
Yes. We have 3 midfielders. One is from Bradenton. However, we do have another one who played for the South Florida Bulls, so very familiar with our coach. So starting off, we have Erica Timorak. She is from Bradenton, Florida. She has most recently played for the Pride. She had 48 appearances before that. She played for the Utah Royals when they existed, because I think they went away and then came back and then went away and came back or something like that. But has played previously for Melbourne City on loan, Bayern Munich on loan, played for FC Kansas City back when that was a team. So honestly, star-studded, that's Division I soccer player if I've ever heard one, for sure. It sounds like maybe she just didn't want to stick with the Pride, maybe wanted to come back home. Who knows? Yeah. But we are so excited to have her, for sure.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of pedigree in that name. Yeah. Erica Timorak is somebody who has won, I believe that she was the Rookie of the Year when she originally came into the NWSL. And as you said, she had a couple of national team appearances. This is somebody who is already a huge name, and to have her attached to the Tampa Bay Sun, it is really us coming out and making a statement with this signing. And I think that that is not only a statement in terms of this team in particular, but this league, and saying that we're real and this is going to be a real place for legitimate players. I'm just so excited to see exactly what all the pieces are that are going to be around her when we have that.
For sure. Honestly, yeah. And I mean, just briefly touching on the next two players have D1 talent as well, and it's going to be amazing. Like I'm so glad that we're coming out like guns a-blazing. We are like, we're signing the good players. We're not, this is a Division I league, and no one can say otherwise.
Yes, exactly.
So then our next player we have is Jordan Listro. She is from Toronto, Canada. She played for the Bulls in college. It looks like she also played for, I believe it was the Toronto Lady Lynx, which was a W League team, not a W League, like WPSL. There were so many W starting leagues that went on for like a year. I can't remember them all. I'm sorry. Some other teams I don't recognize, I apologize, because I'm not as familiar. Sanjax Lions. We have UDG Tenerife. And then she was a player for the Orlando Pride, didn't have any appearances, but then she moved on to the Kansas City Current, had a couple more appearances, came back to the Pride in 2022, and had 34 appearances for them. So that's really awesome. It looks like she and Erica were playing at the same time. So that's really cool to kind of reunite teammates.
Yeah, I mean, the first thing that you need is a little bit of connection, right? That obviously is very good when you're trying to piece a whole team together, as you can get a couple of players who understand each other already. That is an immediate positive. That is something that will really help us out on the field when we're trying to get all of the other players, whenever we know all of those other names, on the same page. These two already know how to, that kind of creates in and of itself a bit of a leadership unit there, because they, as I said, they already know how to play with each other. They know what each other's preferences are when they are out on the field, how to receive a pass, how to give them a pass, all that kind of stuff. So I think that that's all very positive for us to create a unit that we can then build the rest of the team around. And that's what we're trying to do. If you can get a good spine, that's the most important thing at this point.
Yeah, and I'm also wondering, and I might be thinking too hard about this, but because Jordan played for Coach Brown in the past, is she going to be like a great translator for the other players who maybe, if it doesn't click for them, like, oh, okay, but we played together on this team. Okay, it's just like this when we did it, with the Pride, and maybe right. That's how we're going to come out and be the best team ever and win all of it.
Exactly. That's the way to look at it.
So the next, third, but definitely not words. I was trying to say a saying, and then it didn't work out. Last, but definitely not least, there we go. We have Domi Richardson from Fullerton, California. Looks like she started with the Dash, moved to Kansas City, and then really found a home with former Sky Blue, now New Jersey, New York Gotham FC, which is really, really cool, considering I'm pretty sure that means she was there when they won the NWSL championship, which is insane.
Yeah, the 2015 NWSL championship, it should be said, but she is a player who has a little bit of height to her, 5'6", and I think that this is going to be another person who builds up that spine that we're talking about, somebody that they can put in pieces around. Because if you are trying to build up a team from scratch, if you can get everybody, if you can get the strongest players kind of in the middle, that's the way that you can get the better, fill in the strongest, most important positions, so to speak, which is not to say that the other positions are not, but the closer you get to the goal, of course, the closer you are to actually having an impact on any individual play. So if we can fill out all of those positions in the middle, and starting with all of these very talented players, as you said, these are all D1 level talents, then we are making ourselves a D1 team. We are making this a D1 league. And I keep saying it, but this is also exciting. It's something that I really can't wait for us to have the rest of the team filled in. I can't wait for us to have a team out on the field and in the colors that we have. It's going to be awesome. it's really, really cool that we all, leading up to this, Liz, you and I weren't sure what the announcement was going to be. There wasn't a hint ahead of time exactly what we were supposed to expect. Maybe it was a sponsorship. Maybe it was some more people in the front office, and that would have been great too. But players, that's the best announcement you can possibly get, and bar none.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there was speculation in the Heat Wave Discord, which is the official supporters group of the Tampa Bay Sun. Please make sure that you go ahead and look for us at the Heat Wave _. Please don't come for me. That was the only one that was available for the variation of the Heat Wave. On all social medias, there should be a link to the Discord as well. We're very active. We like to talk. But we were all talking about it, and we were like, is it going to be, they were talking about something's brewing. We were like, is it a coffee sponsorship? Is it Kawa Coffee? Is it a beer sponsorship? Is it, what could it be? And we got players, but not only that, we got 3. It was such a gift. It was wonderful. It was really, honestly, and it's nice because I know we shouldn't have to legitimize ourselves, but it feels nice because these are D1 players. We are another D1 league, just making the D1 pool bigger. That's it. We're not competing, although I'm not gonna lie, it feels a little bit like we're poaching from the NWSL. I don't hate it. I'm not gonna poo-poo it, that's for sure. I like their players. And I like that maybe some people might follow those players. And I was talking about it actually, I think on the Discord as well. I'm hoping that maybe some people I don't want to say we're going to take some of their viewership, but maybe some people will be like, all right, I could drive 2 hours to Orlando. I could drive 20 minutes to Tampa.
Exactly.
Or even if they live somewhere in the middle, they could be like, oh, I could drive to Orlando, but oh God, Orlando, which if anyone's, been there, it's awful.
Yes.
Or I could drive to Tampa. Tampa's like a tiny Orlando. It's a little bit less terrible when it comes to traffic.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. At least we can deal with a little bit less traffic. And the stadium, though, is going to be very nice. As we talked about the last time, they are working on it right now. It's in a great area. It's right across the river from Armature Works. And you're like, the river, how am I going to get there? Well, there is a boat taxi, but also there is a bridge that's right across the street from the school where the stadium is. So it's a great area. And I think that it's going to be a perfect location for a really exciting team to start playing and actually galvanize a fan base, create a real cool element of Tampa and Tampa Bay in general, that there is a top level professional women's soccer team who has top level professional international players, Canadian national team caps, U.S. national team caps. We are the best team in the world. We're going to get to that in a little bit, but this is somebody who has played for the U.S. national team and the Canadian national team. What else is supposed to draw you in more than that? I think that they have everything going for them. The only thing is I'm excited to see when the other teams get all of their branding and all of their players lined up too. But the fact that we're so much farther ahead of them also gives me that really, that real Homer excitement. I'm just really happy that the Tampa Bay Sun are the ones that are leading the way and killing the competition within our already kind of fledgling competition.
Yeah, no, I honestly, I almost feel a little bit bad for the other markets because they don't have as much information as we do. We have so much to go off of already, and it's awesome. I love that we're leading the way with that. I love that. I really hope it's a sign of things to come where maybe we lead the league.
Exactly.
So then, as you were alluding to, the She Believes Cup did just happen, which was a welcome turn from the Gold Cup. Was right, the W Gold Cup. Sorry, I apologize to our listeners. I get all the tournaments mixed up. There's too many. There's just too many, and I can't. The names are all similar. Don't even get me started on the other side of the pond, and then how there's the Premier League, and then you joke from the Premier League to the Champions League. That doesn't make any sense to me. But that's a whole nother story. What were we saying? Sorry.
We're
Got
doing
way
the
off on a
She
She
Believes Cup.
Believes Cup. That's right. Okay, so the US came out screaming, and I loved it. We showed that we were there to win. This was not like the Gold Cup where we were kind of scrapping, and then towards the end, you saw the light at the end of the tunnel. I felt like from the beginning, we were really doing well, honestly. Alyssa Nair, my God, was the MVP. I know Sophia Smith won Best Player, but it's Alyssa Nair all way. Her goalkeeping is unrivaled by far, and then to save a goal, score a goal, and then save another goal was just astounding to watch.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I think that Alyssa Nair really showed her value to this team when we went behind versus Japan in the first game, because they scored in the first minute, and you think, okay, well, why are you giving all this or why are you giving all this praise to a goalkeeper who gave up a goal in the first minute? I would say that it was kind of a fluke, so there's that part of it. But beyond that, to help us stay in the game while we go back and try to then score up, level the score at 1-1, which we did in the 21st minute, and to keep it level until we could get the penalty that Lindsay Horan then converted later on. That's very important. But of course, the biggest thing that a goalkeeper can do most frequently in tournaments comes in a penalty shootout. And that one versus Canada, that was nuts. The way, Liz, I'm going to leave it to you to describe, but the way that she took her penalty, saved a penalty, took her penalty, that was, it blew my mind.
Yeah, no, it was insane to watch. Alyssa Nair she is a cut above. Absolutely. It was bonkers. I can't even imagine. I hope we have something just as exciting happen here.
Yeah, I mean, she was so cool and collected. She saved a penalty, obviously, very difficult thing to do. When you can do that, you as a goalkeeper, you kind of already done your job. The fact that you can save a penalty should usually be enough. But she saves a penalty. She grabs the ball. She doesn't say anything to anyone. She just walks to the circle, puts it down, and then she waits for the signal that she can take her own penalty. And she scored that. It was
calm, calculated. It was
yeah.
everything Alyssa Nair is.
And then she went and she saved another penalty right afterwards. So that was nuts. It was unfortunate that Trinity Rodman started the penalty shootout with a miss, and that Emily Sonnet had the chance to win it for us and missed. I did not expect that, but that's okay, because yet again, Alyssa Nair won it for us afterwards. And as you keep saying, Alyssa Nair, she was one of the best players at this tournament, if not the best. So yeah, it was just so impressive to see her do that. Sophia Smith does definitely deserve her plaudits. And anytime that you can get 2 goals in a game, Canada's Adriana Leon did the same thing, of course. But either way, I still think that Alyssa Nair was probably the most impressive of all the individual players on this team. And, Liz, the thing that I left feeling was I don't think that this is the complete team yet. We know that the U.S. women's national team still has a lot to put together at the moment. That's perfectly fair. But we are on a very good path right now. And I think that if we have a coach as good as Emma Hayes is coming in to take over what is already such a strong base, I think if she can put this together and make something incredible out of it. She is leading a Chelsea team right now that's doing so well in the Women's Champions League. They just beat Barcelona, who is almost always the best women's club team in the world. Beating them is crazy. Beating them in Barcelona is crazier. We'll see how the second leg of that goes on Sunday. Folks, tune in, by the way, if you can, on Sunday. I think you can watch the UEFA Women's Champions League on DAZN for free. But either way, check that out. So yeah, I'm really excited for Emma Hayes taking over this team. And I think that she has so much potential already there to mold into such a cohesive unit that we cannot help but expect that we will have the best team again, but we should be winning everything all over again, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, absolutely. For sure. I saw a huge turn from this tournament. And then I think once Emma Hayes puts her final winning touch on it, it's going to be great. It's going to be so good. We're going to have the Olympics that we should have had 4 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not even just that there is a good base right now, but there are a bunch of good prospects too that are kind of getting at the point where
Yeah.
they're almost in the team, but they're not quite there. We have these older players who are still in the team, but they might not be there come the Olympics. We're not sure exactly how it's going to work in a couple of months and how Emma Hayes is going to come in, but she's currently coaching one of our better players, Katerina Macario, who has been out for 2 years with an injury. You think about getting her back into the fold. It's all just it's also positive at this point. In April of 2024, it's also positive going into the summer. And I cannot wait there's so many tournaments this summer, by the way. But yeah, as you said, I cannot wait for the Olympics and to see what all of that turns into. I think it's going to suck in that it's a smaller roster and they can't bring more of the players that we would normally see. But yeah, I'm really excited to see exactly what her spine is and how she molds that base. Like I said, it's going to be great to witness the transformation of the team from one into another. In all honesty, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah. That's such a nice thing. Everything's positive in April 2024 for women's soccer. Okay, so again, do you want to join the heat wave? We are the first official supporters group for the Tampa Bay Sun. I'm not biased at all in that I run it. So please follow us. We're the Heat Wave, all one word, _ on Instagram. Message us for the Discord if the link's not working, because we are super active on Discord. We love to chat. In RBLR news, we have the May 4th RBLR Rowdies watch party at Berry House. I believe it starts at 3:15, but they're going to do some giveaways at 4 p.m. Oh, no, the game starts at 4 p.m. Excuse me. I'm so bad at times. Because it's a different time zone. Duh. There are going to be swag giveaways. There are food specials, beer specials. Make sure that you're there, because if you're not, you're square.
That's right.
And then for Sun fans, you want to make sure if you are already a Sun chaser, and if you're not, you should become one, because there is a seat selection event coming up next Friday. You do have to RSVP, but I think if you become a Sun chaser, you'll probably still get an event link, and you'll be able to come to that and come to the actual stadium, go look around, be like, oh, nope, I want that seat right there. It's going to be so cool. And attention all Sun fans, there is a very cool Dash auction, which sounds a little gimmicky, but just bear with me here. You can enter to win a pair of season tickets for the Tampa Bay Sun, especially if you're already a Sun chaser. You're just basically just putting $30 down as just a deposit towards your season ticket holder tickets. And you could win season tickets for $30. I already went in and I put in 2 because it's just $60 towards my season tickets that I was going to buy anyway. So it's a win-win, honestly. You can't lose here. There are 7 days left. I don't know why their Instagram says April 22nd. We literally just checked. It is still up for another 7 days. And I'm pretty sure there haven't been a ton of people entering. Oh no, there's been a bunch more since the last time I checked. But you still have a great shot at trying to win $30 season tickets for the Tampa Bay's first professional women's team. That would be awesome. I entered. I know I want to win. I'm sure James is going to enter. Oh, yeah. He wants to win. So that is, it's winwithdash.com/Tampa, or honestly, if you Google Tampa Bay Sun Dash auction, it comes up, because that's how I found it just now.
There we go. There we go.
So many ways to find it. Okay, and that pretty much wraps up all of our Tampa Bay Sun news. I hope there's more coming soon. I would love for some more player announcements if the Sun is listening. Please, we're hungry for more. James, any last thoughts?
No, I can't reiterate my excitement enough, apparently, but I agree with you. More player announcements would be great. I'm so happy to get up there this weekend, or this upcoming weekend, and we will see the select your seat thing. I believe that that's going to be awesome. And if there are players there, if there's new merch, all that stuff, there is so much cool new stuff going on with the Tampa Bay Sun. And yeah, I mean, as we said, women's soccer, April 2024, everything is looking up.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Thank you so much for listening. Again, go like and subscribe. RBLR Sun FC on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all the places. We love you. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for tuning into this presentation by RBLR Sports. On your way out of the stadium, please remember to like and subscribe.